little argument at a zoo turned so horrific that a family was mauled by a Siberian tiger, and everything was caught on camera. The Badaling Safari Tiger Attack. Let's look at the mechanics of how this disaster unfolded. Back in July of 2016, at the Badaling Wildlife World near Beijing, a terrifying incident occurred. The park features a drive-through safari zone where visitors drive personal cars right through open fields filled with free-roaming Siberian tigers. The rules are incredibly simple. You must sign a liability waiver, keep your windows rolled completely up, and keep your doors locked at all times. Patrol trucks even drive around the area with loudspeakers, screaming at people to stay inside their vehicles. But on this warm afternoon, one woman decided that the safety rules simply did not apply to her mood. A massive argument broke out inside the rental SUV between her and her husband. Furious, she ignored every single warning sign, popped her passenger door open, stepped out onto the dirt road, and slammed the door shut. She treated an active apex predator habitat like a harmless parking lot. The high-definition security footage is absolutely terrifying to watch. The woman walks around the front of the car to confront her husband on the driver's side. She stands there for around 4 seconds, leaving her back turned completely to the open brush. In a fraction of a second, a massive tiger lunges from the grass, grabs her, and drags her away. Seeing the crisis, her mother charges straight out of the car to save her. Tragically, a second tiger instantly ambushes the mother, killing her on the spot. Rangers arrived within seconds using sirens and firecrackers to drive the tigers back, but by then it was too late. The younger woman miraculously survived with life-altering neck and back injuries. It remains a brutal lesson in how a single second of arrogance can destroy a family. If you want to cut through all the fabricated media spin and explore the raw truths behind the world's most extreme real-world events, take a second to smash that subscribe button right now. The Ningbo Zoo ticket skipping moment. Let's talk about the textbook example of how financial arrogance can sometimes end in disaster. For this, we look at the Ningbo Younger Zoo incident of January 2017. It was a busy holiday weekend when a man named Zhang arrived at the park with his family. The cost to enter through the main gate was about $20 a head, but Zhang decided that paying admission was an optional suggestion. He planned to sneak in while his family paid legally at the turnstiles. Zhang and a friend walked around the outer perimeter and found a 3-meter-tall retaining wall. Ignoring the red warning signs and climbing over multiple rows of sharp razor wire, Zhang scaled the wall. His friend looked over the top, saw the danger, and wisely turned back. But Zhang dropped down onto the other side, fully believing that he had successfully outsmarted the system. What Zhang did not realize, because he had failed to check the park map, was that his shortcut dropped him directly over the security wall of the core Siberian tiger enclosure. He did not land on a walking path, he landed right inside a recessed pit filled with apex predators. The footage was recorded on cell phones by hundreds of terrified tourists watching from the platform above. And what we saw was a total nightmare. Zhang is on the ground, completely surrounded by 3 massive Siberian tigers. Zoo responders frantically used water hoses and firecrackers to scare the cats away. 2 of the tigers backed off, but the dominant male refused to let go, dragging Zhang into the brush. Responders were eventually forced to fire live ammunition, shooting the tiger dead on camera to get Zhang's body back. Zhang was rushed to the hospital but died from massive blood loss already. This arrogant decision, which was to save $20, cost a majestic animal its life and left the whole family traumatized. Delhi Zoo White Tiger Attack. Another shocking display of overconfidence happened at the Delhi Zoo when a visitor tried to show off in front of a crowd. And that mindset led to the haunting Delhi Zoo White Tiger incident of September 2014. A 28-year-old man named Maksud Khan arrived at the enclosure of a rare white Bengal tiger named Vijay. The exhibit utilized a dual safety system, a high public railing, a small grass buffer zone, and a deep 15-foot concrete moat separating tourists from the animals. Maksud was wearing a blue shirt when he climbed over the safety barrier and started leaning dangerously far over the railing. When security guards shouted at him to step back, he completely ignored them. He walked right to the absolute edge of the moat, where he lost his footing on the slick grass and plunged 15 feet straight into the tiger's pit. The case is unique and deeply agonizing because it was recorded from start to finish from multiple angles. For nearly 15 minutes, the white tiger did not attack Maksud. It slowly walked over, sat down directly in front of the young man, and simply stared at him with intense curiosity. Maksud can be seen cornered against the concrete wall with his knees pulled tightly to his chest, putting his hands together in a desperate prayer gesture. He was completely awake and fully aware of his terrifying mistake. The situation was incredibly delicate, but the crowd on the platform above panicked and made a terrible decision. Spectators started screaming and throwing rocks and sticks at the tiger to drive it away. This completely made the tiger even angrier. The tiger's ears pinned back, it lunged forward and effortlessly dragged him across the grass into the brush. By the time keepers safely secured the tiger 40 minutes later, Maksud had already died from severe neck trauma. Shanghai Safari Bear Attack. In October of 2020, visitors inside a drive-through bus at the Shanghai Wild Animal Park captured an incident showing what happens when a brief moment of carelessness goes completely wrong around a pack of large carnivores. The park runs a specialized zone where a massive population of brown bears roams freely across the landscape. Visitors are strictly sealed inside a heavy tour bus with double-pane glass to watch the animals safely. On this afternoon, an excavator was working inside the bear enclosure doing routine maintenance on a drainage route. A park keeper, working as a spotter, was driving through the zone in a small utility vehicle. For reasons that investigators later labeled as pure carelessness, the keeper chose to violate the #1 rule of safari safety. He popped his car door open and stepped completely out onto the dirt road to clear a piece of debris, apparently believing his status as a zoo employee gave him some kind of invisibility shield. The attack was recorded by terrified tourists looking out the windows of a tour bus parked just 30 yards away. A single bear noticed the keeper on foot and immediately charged, knocking him to the ground. Within 3 seconds, the biological pack mentality of the predators took over completely. 5 more massive brown bears ran out of the trees, sprinting into the frame and piling directly onto the fallen keeper. The excavator driver frantically tried to use his massive steel bucket to scoop the bears away and shield his co-worker, but the animals were simply too fast. Looking at the footage, we can see that the bears tore the keeper apart in plain sight. It remains a brutal reminder that predators do not recognize anything except food. If that surprised you, wait until you see what is coming next. Subscribe to the channel if you want more videos like these. Lion Park Window Attack. There are times when our arrogance takes us to a level that should not even exist, especially when a tourist decides that their personal vacation photos take priority over basic safety. This exact mindset resulted in an international tragedy in June of 2015. At the famous Lion Park on the outskirts of Johannesburg, South Africa, the park hands every single driver a physical sheet of paper upon entry with massive red letters warning that all vehicles should remain rolled completely up, and road signs are also posted every few blocks along the road. An American tourist named Catherine Chappelle was riding in the passenger seat of a car driven by a local tour operator. She wanted to get high-quality, unobstructed photos of a resting pride of lions, and she chose to open her window directly, breaking the park's primary rule. She spent several minutes idling, just a few feet away from the big cats, snapping close pictures right through the open frame. A mature lioness noticed the wide-open window and slowly walked toward the car. Witnesses in trailing vehicles watched in absolute terror as the lioness stood up on its hind legs, planted its paws against the car door, and lunged its entire upper body straight into the open window. The predator then bit down directly on Catherine, violently pulling her outside the vehicle. The driver desperately tried to punch and fight off the lioness, but the crushing force of the animal's jaws was absolutely overpowering. Rangers rushed to the scene immediately and chased the lioness away, but Catherine tragically succumbed to massive blood loss before paramedics could even stabilize her. Snake King's death. While we have talked a lot about large mammals, one of the most dangerous forms of overconfidence involves an expert's own ego. This case involves a celebrated public figure named Ali Khan Samsudin, who was globally famous throughout Southeast Asia as the Snake King of Malaysia. Samsudin had spent over 3 decades pulling off extremely dangerous, death-defying public stunts. including locking himself inside a glass cage with thousands of venomous scorpions or living with scores of highly defensive king kobras. Over his long and tiring career, Samsudin had been bitten dozens of times. Because he had survived these historical bites through sheer luck or immediate medical care, his ego underwent a dangerous distortion. He began to publicly brag that his body had developed a natural bulletproof immunity to snake venom, claiming that he possessed a spiritual bond with reptiles. He treated some of the most toxic animals on Earth with a casual overconfidence that shocked even younger experts. But then came November of 2006, during a live public performance in Kuala Lumpur, where Samsudin was handling a massive, highly activated king cobra. This was the exact moment his luck ran out. The king cobra whipped its head around and delivered a lightning-fast, deep bite directly into the meat of his left hand. In a normal scenario, a king cobra bite requires an immediate tourniquet and a rapid trip to the emergency room for antivenom, as the neurotoxins are designed to shut down the human nervous system and cause total respiratory collapse in less than half an hour. But Samsudin's supreme arrogance completely overrode his survival instincts. He pulled the snake off his hand and forced a smile for the flashing cameras, confident that the bite was just a minor scratch that his body would easily process overnight. He refused any medical transport, went back to his hotel room, and went to sleep. Over the following hours, the neurotoxins silently paralyzed his lungs, causing a slow, completely preventable death from total respiratory failure. The Snake King died from the exact creatures he claimed he had a spiritual bond with. In so many extreme cases like this, whose fault do you think it truly is? Are we humans so arrogant that we completely forget we are mortal beings? Or is it the safety measures around these animals that need to be permanently tightened? Let us know in the comments down below. And if you want us to continue uncovering the deepest, darkest realities of the world, subscribe to our channel now.